Good afternoon, all of you. So in the last class, we have discussed about the MOS cascode, how this cascoding is work. What is the benefit of cascoding? The two configurations. And the two configurations that we have used for this cascoding purposes. One is this is common source configuration, whereas this is common gate. Why this is common gate? As you can see, the input is applied to the source and output is taken across a drain, whereas the gate is common for both input and output. Whereas if you see this, input is given to the source and output is taken across a drain, and source is commonly grounded, so this will be common source. So actually we are cascading CS and CG together, so it will become cascode. Okay. What do you mean by cascading? Output of one stage is given to the input of the next stage. That is why it is called as cascaded amplifier. Right? Now, Vi is a signal to be amplified and V0 is a signal to be, the output signal that is amplified version of your input. Now, why we are going for this cascoding, or if there is any benefit of this particular cascode configuration? That is what we are going to discuss today through some analytical way. The main important advantage is that we will be able to control the gain and bandwidth. Okay, we will be able to control the gain and bandwidth of the amplifier. We can operate this particular amplifier in high bandwidth applications also, but the thing is that we can control the gain. That means the overall gain bandwidth product will be a constant. That is one of the peculiar feature of this amplifier, as we have discussed in the last class. Okay, if a product is remaining constant, means if one factor is increasing, the other factor should decrease. That is, if we are trying to increase the gain by 2 times, then the bandwidth will have to decrease by half, so that the product will remain constant. So with respect to applications, whether it is a high frequency application or high bandwidth requirement applications or low bandwidth requirement applications, for all these applications, we will be able to use this particular amplifier by controlling the gain suitably. So that is what is the main advantage of this cascode configuration. Apart from that, we will be able to achieve the benefits of both configurations simultaneously in a circuit. Okay, and the main advantages of common source configuration, as we have discussed yesterday, that is they will be having the infinite, that is high input resistance, and also the large transconductance. And for a common gate configuration, they will be having a superior high frequency response and buffering property. So all these four benefits can be combined together in a single configuration. That is what is called cascode. Okay, so today let us discuss how or what will be the change in the gain first, and then we will go with the frequency response. That is, if we take a common source amplifier alone, it will have a definite gain. That is nothing but the intrinsic gain. Intrinsic gain means the gain which is inherent to the common source alone. But after connecting this common gate transistor at the drain terminal of Q1, what will happen to this overall gain? Okay, it will increase by a certain amount. So let us discuss what will be that particular change in the gain that we are observing after connecting this configuration along with this. Yes. So now draw the circuit, all of you. The same circuit I have drawn, but the power supply voltage is grounded. It is deactivated. Earlier I have shown a bias voltage in the gain terminal of Q2. Now it is being deactivated, and also the current source and all I have removed. Okay. And I have taken the output V0 from the drain terminal. That is for small signal analysis purpose. I have deactivated all the voltage sources and current sources. Only I have shown my input VA and output V0, so that I can derive the expression for the gain. And we have two resistances, output resistances R02 and R01, where R01 is output resistance of transistor Q1 and R02 is output resistance of Q2. Okay. Now, if you see this transistor, it will have infinite input resistance, right? So the ideal current that is flowing towards the input of this particular transistor from this Q1, that will be 0. So 0 current flows through Q2 because Q2 is offering a high input resistance. So because of which, whatever the current that is having at Q1, that will not flow through Q2. Or we can say that negligible signal current will be flowing through Q2. That is why I have shown 0 current flow through Q2 here. So this is a property of a cascode. So I can mark a GMVI current. What is GMVI? GMVI is nothing but the drain current, right? Normally we used to write as GM into VGS, but here VGS, if you see VGS, it is nothing but VA. The voltage across gate and source of Q1 is represented as VA. So GM1 into VA, GM1 is a transconductance of Q1. So GM1 into the gate source voltage VA is nothing but the drain current designated for Q1. So of course, we will be having a current through Q1. At the same time, the current flow through the transistor Q2 will be very, very small, or ideally it can be considered as 0 because of the infinite input resistance of Q2. Okay. Now let us derive this equation. Okay, don't write this equation. I will, once we derive and we will write the result. You have to remember this particular result because this is the effect on cascading this common gate over common source. So first, let us write the equation for V0. V0 is nothing but the overall voltage, right? The overall output voltage, which is equal to the gain of Q2 into the input coming to Q2. So tell me what is the input voltage coming to Q2 as per the circuit diagram? Yes. As per the circuit diagram, what is the input voltage coming to Q2? It is the source voltage, right? What is the source voltage? It is V01, which is nothing but the output voltage of Q1. Clear? So output of Q2 can be written as gain of Q2, that is AV02. What is AV02? Open circuit output voltage. I have not considered any load here, isn't it? So it is open circuit voltage gain of transistor Q2 multiplied by its input. What is the input of Q2? It is V01. That is what is written in this equation. You can mark it as equation number 1. Okay. So output voltage is nothing but output voltage means it is the overall output voltage of your cascode circuit, that is equal to the gain of the transistor Q2 multiplied by V01. V01 is nothing but the input to Q2. Input to Q2 is nothing but the output of Q1. Output of Q1 is denoted as V01. Okay. Now, how you can write V01? How you can write V01? V01 is equal to, right? V01 is equal to Vi into the gain of first transistor. V01 is output voltage of Q1, which is equal to gain of first transistor, that is A01, into its input, because input is given to the gate of Q1. So Vi into A01 is equal to V01. And why I am putting a negative sign here? Because since this is a common source configuration, Q1 is an inverting amplifier. So I have to put a negative symbol in your output voltage expression. I hope that is clear for you. Okay. So output voltage V01 is equal to gain of Q1, that is A01, multiplied by its input, that is Vi, with a negative sign. So this is expression of V01. Put this equation in equation number 1. Substitute this V01 in this above equation and rewrite the equation of your output voltage. Substitute here. So the output voltage is equal to, this negative will come over here, minus AV02 into V01 is A01 into VI. Okay. Now take that VI to the left hand side. Take that VI to the left hand side. You can take the note down, notes parallelly. Take this A01, VI term to the left hand side. So the ratio V0 by VI will become minus AV02 into A01. The ratio V0 by VI will become minus AV02 into A01. Clear? So what does this mean? The overall gain V0 by VI is the overall gain AV0, which is equal to the product of the individual gain of the two transistors, right? The product of the individual gain of the two transistors Q1 and Q2. If both the transistors are having equal gain, equal intrinsic gain, then I can replace it as A0 into A0, which is equal to minus A0 square. This is special case. So if we are taking identical transistors and the gain offered by the two transistors are same as per the biasing circuitry. Okay, you know that the gain is controlled by nothing but the load as well as the biasing circuits. So if we are taking the biasing circuits in such a way that both the transistors gain are same, then the overall gain is nothing but square of the individual gain, that is A0 square, negative A0 square. The above circuit, whatever I have shown, is a simplest circuit. I have not shown any biasing circuitry at all. So that is not required. So just a simple circuit we have connected and we have derived the expression for the overall gain. Now, from our previous analysis of common source configuration in second module, we know that the voltage gain expression of a common source is minus GM into RT. Are you remembering it, Banu Prakash? The voltage gain of a common source amplifier is given, minus GM into RD. Now, what about RD here? If you see Q1 transistor, do you have any drain resistance here? No. So instead of putting drain resistance RD, we will put R0 1. So minus GM into R0. Okay. Because I am taking R01 as same as that of R02, because these are two identical transistors. So the resistance will also be same. So just I'll put minus GM into R0. So this is the overall voltage gain of this cascade amplifier. So if you compare a typical common source amplifier and a cascade amplifier, you see that the gain of the amplifier is increased by how many times? How many times? The gain has been increased by A01, A02 times, right? Because A01 is a gain of CS, A02 is the gain of CG. So if you compare the gain of a typical CS amplifier with the cascade amplifier, the overall gain has been increased by A0 to AV02. In other words, you can say if both the transistors are having same gain, then we can say that it increased by A0 times. Generally, if you say, that is, if you take the case of a cascade amplifier, then the gain of that particular amplifier has been increased by a particular factor. The factor is nothing but the intrinsic gain of the common gate configuration. So whatever gain you want, you will be able to design. So that depends upon the gain of the cascade, the common gate configuration that you are connecting in cascade or in cascade with the CS. Okay. CG cascaded with CS is called cascade. So this is the effect on overall gain. So please write the comment. What is the effect? When CG is cascaded with CS, then the overall gain will increase by A0 times, where A0 is the intrinsic gain of CG. A0 is the intrinsic gain of CG. That is why the expression becomes minus gm r naught the whole square. If you take cs alone, the equation is just gm into r0, right? But here we have gm into r naught the whole square. That is, it is being multiplied by one more factor a naught. That's all. And this minus will be outside. Okay, don't put it inside. This minus will be outside. Put minus outside the bracket. So minus of gm into r naught the whole square is the overall gain. And now let us discuss what is the frequency response of the cascode. Frequency response of the cascode. I told you in the introduction class of the cascode amplifier that we will be able to control the bandwidth of an amplifier. So let us discuss what will be the cutoff frequency of this cascode amplifier, how we can derive the cutoff frequency of the cascode amplifier, and further we will relate with respect to the bandwidth of the conventional CS amplifier. Okay. In terms of gain, we have already compared, right? You got the difference between CS and cascode. That is, CS is having a gain of A naught. Then if you take cascode, the gain will be A naught square or minus A naught square. That is the difference between a CS amplifier and a cascode amplifier in terms of gain. That is, gain has been multiplied by A naught times. Now let us see what is the effect on bandwidth. So for that, we need to derive the frequency response. So let us draw the high frequency equivalent circuit showing all the capacitances into account, and whatever we have done in previous analysis, that is by using the open circuit time constant method, the same approach we will be making use of here in order to find the cutoff frequency. So start drawing the equivalent circuit of a cascode amplifier after considering all the junction capacitances into account. Please draw the circuit. For the latecomers, this is the circuit diagram of a cascode amplifier, that is high frequency equivalent circuit of a cascode amplifier, showing all the capacitances, all the junction capacitances of Q1, Q2, including the load capacitance as well as the body effect also. We have included the body effect also. So we have a capacitance over here between the drain and the body. So all the capacitance is being considered here, and accordingly we have drawn the equivalent circuit, and now we are going for deriving the expression of cutoff frequency FH by using the open circuit time constant method. So start drawing the circuit diagram, do it carefully. So here the signal Vsig is the input which is to be amplified. It is given to the gate of Q1. You know the difference between Q1 and Q2. Q1 is the common source transistor and Q2 is common gate. Together it is called as cascode. So always we will give your input which is to be amplified towards Q1, that is the gate of Q1, and the source is grounded. Now, if you consider this Q1 alone, we will have a junction capacitance between gate and drain, G1 and D1. Let me call the terminals as G1 and D1 because this is for Q1. So between gate 1 and drain 1, we are having the capacitance called CGD1, and between gate 1 and ground, we are having the capacitance called CGS1. Across the capacitance CGS1, we are having the voltage VI. So note the difference between Vsig and VI. VI is something that is some voltage that is coming across the gate after considering the drop across Rsig. A small fraction of voltage will get dropped across Rsig. The remaining voltage will be appearing across CGS1, that is between gate and source. So these are the two junction capacitances. Now, if you see this one, this is called CDB1 as it is connected to the drain of Q1. It is called CDB1 means B stands for body of Q1. Okay, so we have considered the body effect also for this Q1 where the body of Q1 is not tied to the source and it is separately grounded. So in that case, we are also considering the capacitance between the drain and body of Q1. So it is called CDB1. So these are the three capacitances with respect to Q1. Now coming towards Q2. Q2 is in common gate configuration. So normally gate is grounded, isn't it? Gate will be grounded for the high frequency equivalent circuit since it is a common gate. In common gate, where will you give the input? Where will you give the input in a common gate? To the source. And that input is coming from where? From drain of Q1. That is what is called cascading, right? Output of the first stage is given to the input of the second stage. Here output of first stage is nothing but D1. That is given to S2. This is S2, right? This is S2, this is G2, and this is D2. Mark it as S2 here. Okay, so between S2 and G2, we have a capacitance called CGS2. And between G2 and D2, we are having a capacitance called CGD2. And we also have a load capacitance CL connected to the drain of Q2. Load capacitance CL connected to the drain of Q2. And you know the speciality of this load capacitance that will include all the capacitance in connection with the active load circuitry, right? That is, we will have some active devices connected to the load terminal of your amplifier that will give a fixed current flow through the device by making use of current mirror circuitries. So those active load circuitries will have some capacitive effect, and all those capacitances cumulatively as a cumulative effect we have marked it as CL, across which I have considered the load resistance RL connected to the drain terminal of Q2, that is D2, and this is your output. So it is a simple